Hey, Nikhil, please change your name to the contestant ID. So, for all contestants, please
സന്ദീപ്
change your.
കേൾക്കണ്ടോ പറയണം?
കേൾക്കാം, കേൾക്കാം.
അപ്പം ലൈവ് സ്ട്രീമിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Okay.
സോ മേ ബി 8:45
So, all contestants, please change your name to contestant ID. So, all contestants, please change
ഹലോ
your
എവരി
name
വൺ.
to contestant ID.
ആരൊക്കെയാണ് ക്യാപ്റ്റൻസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളതിൽ?
Captains.
ഗ്ലീ ഓർ നിഷ?
Nisha.
നിങ്ങളെ ടീമിലെ എല്ലാവരും
So all contestants, please change
ഹലോ
your name to contestant
ആരൊക്കെയാണ് ക്യാപ്റ്റൻസ് ആയിട്ട് ഉള്ളതിൽ അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് അല്ലേ
captain Sanjana.
ലീ ഓർ നിഷ
Nisha.
We have a sound check for everyone to make sure we are connected, okay?
We can hear you.
Okay.
എല്ലാവരും ഇതുപോലെ ഒന്ന് ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണോ?
Rajesh,
Yeah,
did you hear it twice?
Yeah, I did hear it twice.
You did, right?
Yep. And there was a lag as well.
That was for the live stream.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. Okay.
live stream link send ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
Live stream രാജേഷ് സെറ്റപ്പ് ചെയ്തോണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു.
Okay, I don't think the link is out yet.
Yeah.
Fajrina, ഞാൻ ഒന്ന് ബാക്കിലോട്ട് നിന്ന് സംസാരിച്ച കേൾക്കുമെന്ന് പറയാം. Can you hear me from here?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
ശരിക്കും കുഴപ്പമില്ല?
ശരിക്കും കേൾക്കാം.
എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നതും കേൾക്കാമല്ലോ അല്ലേ?
Yes.
കേൾക്കാം. Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Team captains ടീമിന്റെ പേര് എഴുതണോ? കേൾക്കാമോ?
ടീമിന്റെ പേര് എഴുതുന്നത് നല്ലതായിരിക്കും നിഷ.
Yeah, okay.
Can I do a sound check real quick? I don't know if they can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
No, you're a little far away. YS100, right? Can't hear you well.
Oh, okay.
It's a little low, Vijesh.
Hi, Fajrina. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can you see my thing, my number?
No, I cannot.
I got
It's pretty far, Mansur.
Do I have to sit down?
You don't need to sit down. Your number is there on your screen, so I think we're good.
Okay, I think we're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Through the mic?
Yeah, but it's a little low,
Okay.
Vijesh.
Right. No. Is it working now?
Yeah, now I
Okay.
can.
Dude, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Auntie?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, perfect. She can hear me. Ma, she can hear me. You have to go to the mic.
ഫജ്രീനെ ക്ലിയർ ഉണ്ടാന്നല്ലേ?
എനിക്ക് കേൾക്കാടാ.
ക്ലിയർ ഉണ്ട് അല്ലേ?
ക്ലിയർ ഉണ്ട്, ക്ലിയർ ഉണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് സംസാരിച്ച്.
വോയിസ് ക്ലിയർ ഉണ്ടാ?
വോയിസ് ക്ലിയർ ആണ്.
ഹലോ.
ഈ ഫസ്റ്റ് പോണത് ആക്ച്വലി ഉർവശി തിയേറ്റേഴ്സ് അല്ലേ? റൈറ്റ്. സന്ദീപ്, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ എത്തിയപ്പോ?
അതായത് നമ്മളുടെ യൂത്ത്, അഡൽട്സ്, യങ് എക്സ്പ്ലോറർ ആണ് പബ്ലിക് സ്പീക്കിംഗിൽ.
യെസ്.
സോ ഇതിന്റെ ക്യാപ്റ്റൻ ആരാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇതിലുള്ളത്? ഓ, അനുരാധ.
ഞാനുണ്ട് രാജേഷ്.
ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ ഇതില് നമ്മൾ ആൾക്കാർ, നിങ്ങൾ ടീമിലെ ആൾക്കാർ വന്നാ?
ഇതിപ്പം യങ് അല്ലേ, അല്ല യൂത്ത് അല്ലേ പോണ്ട
യൂത്ത്
അല്ലേ?
ആണ് ഫസ്റ്റ്.
Yes.
യൂത്ത് ആണ് ഫസ്റ്റ്.
എല്ലാരും ഇല്ല, ഞാനൊന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം.
അപർണ ഇല്ലേ, ആരെങ്കിലും എന്നെ ഒന്ന് അലൗ ചെയ്യാമോ? ദിവ്യയാണോ ഇത്?
യെസ്. അപ്പൊ മറ്റേ ടീമിന്റെ നിഷ, നിങ്ങൾ
Thank you.
ടീമിൽ എല്ലാവരും എത്തിയോ? ഫസ്റ്റ് യൂത്തിന്റെ നിഷ അല്ലേ?
നിഷ കേൾക്കാവോ?
Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yep.
യെസ്.
ഹലോ.
നിങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിലെ എല്ലാവരും എത്തിയോ? യൂത്ത് ആണ് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പോണത് പബ്ലിക് സ്പീക്കിംഗ്.
ഓക്കെ, ഒറ്റ മിനിറ്റ് ഇപ്പൊ പറ.
പിന്നെ മറ്റേതിന്റെ ടീമിന്റെ ക്യാപ്റ്റൻ ആരാണ്? ദിവ്യയാണോ?
Yes, Divya is one captain. And then I think, yeah, you just allowed her.
ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ ദിവ്യയുടെ അപ്പം നോക്കണം, റൈറ്റ്?
Mhm.
ഒരു ഞങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിൽ നിന്ന് 2 പേരാണ്. ബട്ട് പ്രോബബ്ലി മറ്റേ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് അതർ പേഴ്സൺ ഇസ് ദേർ ഇൻ ദ പോയിട്രി ഓൾസോ.
അല്ല, നമ്മളെ സീക്വൻസ് നോക്കിയിട്ട്. സോറി, ഗോ ഹെഡ് സന്ദീപ്.
അല്ല, കുഴപ്പമില്ല, സീക്വൻസ് നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ് കുഴപ്പം.
We have total 8 contestants. So I see like we already have 6. 2 I don't see here.
നമ്മുടെ ഉർവശി തിയേറ്റേഴ്സിന്ന് 2 പേര് ഇപ്പൊ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യേ.
Okay. Then it will be, yeah, that's it. I think we have rest we have here.
നിഷ എന്താ പറഞ്ഞ? കംപ്ലീറ്റ് എന്നാ പറഞ്ഞേ?
Rajesh.
കേൾക്കാം നിഷ, പറയൂ.
എന്തെങ്കിലും ചോദിച്ചായിരുന്നോ? ഞാൻ കേട്ടില്ല.
അതായത് നിങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിലെ ഫസ്റ്റ് പോണ ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ വന്നോ? നമുക്ക് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാം.
ഞാൻ ഒന്ന് കൺഫേം ചെയ്യാം, ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്.
ഓക്കെ. ആൻഡ് ദിവ്യ ഒന്ന് കൺഫേം ചെയ്യും. ഓൾറൈറ്റ്.
Okay.
എന്താ രാജേഷ്?
ദിവ്യ, നിങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിൽ എല്ലാവരും കോണ്ടസ്റ്റൻസ് എല്ലാവരും ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു എൻഷുർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞു.
സന്ദീപ് ഒന്നുകൂടെ ഉറക്കെ പറയാ, ക്ലിയർ അല്ലായിരുന്നു.
കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല?
വളരെ ഫീബിൾ ആയിരുന്നു.
ഓ ശരി, ഓക്കെ. അല്ല, ദിവ്യയോട് പറഞ്ഞത് നിങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിൽ യൂത്ത് ആണ് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിൽ നിന്ന് എല്ലാവരും ജോയിൻ ചെയ്ത് എൻഷുർ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പറഞ്ഞു.
ഓക്കെ, ഒരു മിനിറ്റ് ഞാൻ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാമേ.
ഓക്കെ,
ഞാൻ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്തേക്കാമേ.
നമ്മുടെ ഉർവശി തിയേറ്റേഴ്സ് ഓൾ സെറ്റ് ആണ് യൂത്തിന്റെ.
ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു. Ma'am, Neha Menon, Pia Menon ആണ് ജഡ്ജാണോ നേഹ മേനോൻ എന്നുള്ള ലേഡി ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്?
അതെ, പ്രിയ മേനോനാണ്.
ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു. വെൽക്കം മാം.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
യെസ് യെസ്.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
We'll be starting soon. Just waiting for a confirmation from captains to make sure everybody joins.
സന്ദീപ് ഒരു കാര്യമേ പിന്നെ ആവേശത്തിനകത്ത് മോള് വന്ന് പോയട്രിയിലും ഉണ്ട്, ഇതിനകത്തും ഉണ്ട്.
ഓക്കെ.
സോ എങ്ങനെയാ അത്?
പോയട്രിയിലെ സീക്വൻസ് അനിലോട് ചോദിക്കാം. ഇത്
ആക്ച്വലി സീക്വൻസ് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പൊ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ഉടനെ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് എനിക്കൊന്ന് ഇന്ദു ഷെയർഡ് യെസ്റ്റർഡേ, റൈറ്റ്?
രണ്ടിലും ഉള്ള ഒരു ഇത്, ഞാൻ അഡൾട്ട് കണ്ടസ്റ്റന്റ് ആണ് രണ്ടിലും ഉള്ള. അപ്പൊ ആദ്യം സ്പീക്കിങ്ങിൽ വരാനായിരുന്നു പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നത്.
അതേപോലെ കോൺഫ്ലിക്റ്റിൽ എല്ലാവരുടെ അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ആ ലിസ്റ്റും ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ഷെയർഡ് യെസ്റ്റർഡേ.
ഓക്കെ,
ഒന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യോ അത്?
നോക്കട്ടെ.
Alright.
അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് തുടങ്ങിക്കൂടെ? ഒരാളല്ലേ അവിടെ നിന്ന് വരത്തുള്ളൂ ലേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട്.
Yeah, it's just one. What's a contestant number, Divya, for the kid who's joining late?
കിഡ് അല്ല, ആക്ച്വലി 2-3 പേരുണ്ട്, ഞാൻ പറയാമേ. സോ പീപ്പിൾ ഹു സോ രക്ഷിത ആണ് ഒരാള്, ഷീ ഈസ് ഡൂയിങ് പബ്ലിക് സ്പീക്കിംഗ്. അതേപോലെ എന്തോ
Youth ആണോ?
അല്ല, യങ് എക്സ്പ്ലോറർ ആണ്.
Okay, that's the last in the sequence. So then I think we should be, if we want to start, we should be good because first youth, adults, and then young explorers.
യൂത്തില് അദ്വൈത് ഉണ്ട്. ഞാൻ അദ്വൈതിനെ ഒന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യട്ടെ. അദ്വൈത് കയറി ഒന്ന് നോക്കട്ടെ.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, so അദ്വൈത് ആണ് ഫസ്റ്റ്. അദ്വൈത് he's fine, and then സുജാത ആണ് അഡൾട്ടില്.
Okay.
Alright, I think we're good to start then, right, Fajrina?
Yep, we are.
Wait,
Okay.
I have a question before that, Fajrina.
Yeah.
How do I figure out the contestant? I'm looking at the score sheet over here, and where do I put in the contestant number or ID or something like that?
There's an ID number, right? Like if it's YS 100, it's there in the. So everyone's renamed their name to YS 100 or 101.
Okay, cool, perfect.
So
That's
that
good.
way, yeah. I'll update it as soon as they start talking. I'll turn on the timer and then I'll put it on the SharePoint link you and me have.
Right.
That's what I was instructed, and then so that way you can see.
Sounds good. I might keep reaching out to you because I'm like phenomenally technically challenged.
No problem.
I'm one of
No
those.
problem.
So
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
So everyone's there, right?
We will start, right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
good
So
morning.
video
Maybe,
mandatory, no, Sandeep?
for the contestants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appa Sandeep പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
Yeah. Okay.
No, don't jump.
Good morning, everyone. We are going to start today's competition. So here we are going to start the public speaking. So for participants, please make sure you turn on your video, right? And before we start, I really wanted to welcome our judge today, Ms. Pia Menon. And she's a trained journalist, writer, and editor based out of Tampa, Florida. Proficient in both English and Malayalam, she is known to the Tampa Bay Indian community as a writer and mentor to aspiring young writers and public speakers. She makes occasional outings as an MC for various local events and a voice artist for advertisements and event promos. She has also been a narrator for several independent documentaries. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us and spending your time with us today for judging.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes. All right, so I'm handing over to Fajrina, who is our MC today, to start the sequence.
Okay. Hello, welcome everyone. So we will be kicking off the public speaking with the youth category first. The sequence, just so that everyone has an idea, will be youth, adult, and then young explorers. So let's start off with the youth. The first contestant is YS100. 100. I believe everyone's been given the topic, so your time starts now.
I was hesitant to write this speech because I couldn't connect meaningfully with the topic. As a high school senior, I've learned to see volunteering as a dirty word, reduced to how many hours and at what prestigious institution. Good deeds are checklist items to complete. I've never been in a soup kitchen or read to blind children, but I do have something else I can speak to. Teaching. It's been said there's no such thing as a selfless act, and teaching taught this to me. There's a Somerset Maugham quote: "The writer of prose can only step aside when the poet passes." So let me share my story in the language of poetry. Somewhere in the field of knowledge there exists a road. Some paths on this road are dead ends, and some are infinite, and some we turn around on, and some close up behind us as we walk. On this road you built a sanctuary and carved a different path into the wall for all those who followed you here. We are those who followed you here. We who will forever remember you. You who will be in every conversation. As we sit in the small cafe just beyond the path and speak of our memories every step we walk, there exists a sanctuary just behind us. And when we are wise enough to turn around, we'll see that the wall has disappeared. Teaching is the most pure form of volunteering. To consume knowledge so greatly and in such amounts that you are able to pass whatever it is that you know, so that that knowledge can exist somewhere beyond yourself. There's nothing like it. I was blessed to become a dance teacher. We are told, follow the paths of those who taught us, and if we're lucky enough, the ones we teach will follow behind. But no one told me that I would be so lucky to see them start as babies and then see them perform on the same stage I started out on. Nobody told me, don't sit in the front row, don't look. I wasn't lucky enough to be able to look away, to stop smiling as I saw myself in them, but I saw more of them in themselves. Our students. They may not be perfect, but in our eyes, we can't wait to watch them grow even more. Perhaps I shall never step foot in a soup kitchen or read to blind children, but let me be a teacher for the good of my tuties and for the pride in me. Giving, volunteering, it's not a selfless act. In fact, there's none more selfish. So let me give my knowledge endlessly, and let me in return know peace, that someone will grow up having benefited from all the things that I was taught. Thank you.
Awesome. So now on to contestant, thank you, YS 101. Right. And your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. So volunteering and community service is a very important and selfless act that not everyone can attain to. So one way volunteering can impact others is social impact. It can spread awareness and promote and impact others' lives. I have a club that I started. It's called Climate Heroes, and in this club, we spread awareness about climate change. And global warming can be a very severe problem, which can affect droughts, severe weather, and food shortages. So this can affect others from their daily needs. So that's how it can impact social. It can also broaden your perspective and help you gain insight on what others' lives are. It can make you more empathetic and sympathetic and help others help you. It can also not only impact others' lives, but it can also impact our lives because it can help you in your individual growth, self-esteem, confidence, and pride. It can also improve your health by reducing your stress and soothe your mind and improve your mood. It can also help your career and help you with concentrate and improve your mood. I'm in this one club called NJHS, a National Junior Honor Society, and in this club, we volunteer and help others and spread awareness about climate change. In this club, we raise money for foundations such as breast cancer awareness, and other foundations that need your help. In conclusion, this awareness spreading for volunteering and community service is very important job, and it's not easy for everyone to do.
Thank you. You're done, right? All right, thank you. And moving on to contestant YS102.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
All right, and your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to share with you the incredible impact that volunteering and community service can have, not just on the lives of those we serve, but on our own lives as well. Imagine, for a moment, a world where everyone just did one thing to give back to their community. It might seem like a small effort, but those individual actions, when multiplied, can create ripples of change that uplift communities and transform lives. Volunteering holds the power to make that vision a reality. At its core, volunteering is an act of selflessness. It's about putting aside our time and resources to help someone in need. But what's truly remarkable is how much we, as volunteers, receive in return. The value of community service goes beyond the smiles we bring to others' faces. It leaves an indelible mark on our own hearts, teaching us lessons in empathy, humility, and gratitude. Let's consider the power of a single volunteer. 1 hour spent mentoring a student could ignite a passion for learning and unlock potential that changes that child's future. 1 afternoon dedicated to cleaning up a neighborhood park could create a safe space where children play, families bond, and nature thrives. These simple acts of service have a ripple effect, creating positive outcomes far beyond what we initially imagined. But the benefits of volunteering don't stop there. Studies that show that serving our communities improves our well-being. We feel more connected, reduce our stress levels, and even experience boosts in our mood and a sense of purpose. Why? Because helping others is wired in our human nature. When we make a difference, we become a part of something larger than ourselves. And that's the magic of community service. It brings people together. It bridges divides, allowing us to work alongside people from different cultures, different walks of life, and foster unity in diversity. In a world that sometimes feels fragmented, volunteering reminds us of our shared humanity. Together, we can support each other through challenges and celebrate one another's triumphs. Community service doesn't require grand gestures. It begins with one small act. So how can volunteering change lives? It does so by amplifying the human spirit, sparking hope where it's needed the most, and weaving a tapestry of care that strengthens the bonds within our communities. It changes us too, making us more compassionate, resilient, and empowered to contribute even more. So I encourage each and one of you to embrace the opportunity to serve. Start small, get involved, and let the ripple effect of your actions inspire others to join in. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. So on to the next contestant, YS200. And your time starts now.
Wait, I'm sorry, is that me? Mine says Y202.
It's YS200, right?
Oh, okay then. Yeah. Can we redo that? Sorry. I don't know.
That's okay.
Fajrina, I
Why-
think YS200 is not participating.
Not participating. Okay, then it's then on to the next person, YS200, 201.
201, okay.
You guys hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can. And your time starts now.
Volunteering and community service are powerful means for change, not just for those who receive help, but for the volunteers themselves. Today, I want to discuss the profound value of volunteering and how it can transform lives, both within the community and for the individuals who dedicate their time and energy to help. Now, here's the question for the judges. Can you name anybody who was a good volunteer? I'm sure that some of the names that come to mind are people like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and many more amazing people. You can see that each one is a great leader within their arena. Community service and volunteer activities invariably build great leadership qualities and traits within a person. Volunteering also plays an essential role in enhancing the quality of life in their communities. They provide priceless services such as education, healthcare, support, and mentorship. These efforts can lead to significant improvements in local well-being. Studies show that communities with active volunteer programs often experience lower crime rates and better health outcomes due to the supportive networks that are developed through these activities. Engaging in volunteer work can even lead to profound personal growth. Volunteers often discover hidden talents and develop new skills that enhance their self-esteem and sense of purpose. This personal development is not just beneficial on an individual level, but it can also translate into professional opportunities. Studies show that regular volunteers have a 27% better chance of securing a professional career due to the skills and experiences they gain through their service. The act of volunteering is also connected to numerous health benefits. Research indicates that volunteers experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression compared to non-volunteers. This phenomenon, often referred to as volunteer therapy, signifies that helping others can significantly improve one's mental health by providing a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Additionally, volunteering promotes physical activity, which can lead to better overall health outcomes, including the reduced risk of chronic illnesses. Volunteering goes beyond immediate assistance since it raises awareness about critical social issues. Volunteers often become advocates for change within their communities, shining a light on problems that require immediate attention and action. This advocacy can lead to more social changes as more individuals can become involved in addressing poverty, education discrepancies, and environmental concerns, and not just within their community, but in the whole world as well. In conclusion, the value of volunteering and community service is immeasurable. It strengthens communities, enhances the quality of life for all involved, promotes personal growth, improves health outcomes, and encourages social awareness. As Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing to serve others? By dedicating our time to serve others, we can not only change lives, but also improve ourselves in ways we may never fully realize. I encourage everyone here today to consider how you can get involved, because every act of service counts towards building a brighter future for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really good. So moving on to next contestant, YS202. And your time starts now.
There is a huge impact in volunteering and community service because it can help you increase your character yourself and help you make a huge impact on the world. One little piece of service can snowball into affecting so many people's lives and helping them make an impact in the world. You can pass on what you've learned to make someone else's day better. It can help you get out, make it can help you make impact on the world, and it can help you get physical movement. It can keep your emotional, physical, and mental health up, and it can help you make friends. It can help you be a part of your community in more ways than others. An example would be if you're just an NJHS, where you can be a part of that group and it helps you make so many friends while still putting a piece of what you have into the world. It will help you make so many new friends and make a huge impact. So community service is really important and makes a big change in life because it can take one small little piece of service and snowball it into making a huge impact on the world. That's it.
Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, YS300. And your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. And my topic is the value of volunteering and community service. A few decades ago, it would have been difficult for a teenager or myself to make impactful changes all around the world, but that's what's happening around us today. We all know the brave heart Malala Yousafzai, who was shot for going to school. Community service is a non-paying job that either an individual or a group of people do to help benefit their community or another organization. In my recent experience at Devereux Family Fun Festival, I was able to socialize and I was able to find out everything. I was able to help other people and make it and find a new hobby. I loved it because I was able to socialize with other people and I was able to learn new skills, and that helped me a lot. It can also help by enhancing my personal growth, improving my mental and physical health, and boost my self-esteem. I'm very more socialized now because I was able to talk to a lot of people and I learned a lot of new things about them. For example, I also helped my community by doing a trash pickup, and I was able to clean my community and benefit my community and help kids play without having to worrying about trash being on the ground. And I'm also able to create a positive impact on the people, not just around the world, but in my community as well. Completing my statements, community service and volunteering helps bring all people together, and it can create positive impacts step by step. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And moving on to the last contestant in the youth category, YS 301. And your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be discussing the value of...
Sorry, could you turn on your camera?
My camera, it shows that it's on. Like...
Okay, now I see. Yeah, for a second. Okay, sorry. Okay, your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be discussing the value of volunteering. Imagine a world where people generously dedicate their time and efforts to uplift others, where simple acts of kindness help bridge gaps in our community, and where every small effort adds to something larger. Volunteering and community service have the power to change lives, not only for the ones receiving the help, but also for the ones giving in. When we choose to serve others, we forge connections and create a sense of belonging and purpose in our own lives. In a generation where challenges can feel often daunting, community service serves as a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can create a sense of significant change. To begin with, volunteering offers many benefits for the individual helping, particularly in the terms of mental health and emotional well-being. Studies indicate that regular volunteers may experience a reduction of up to 10% in depression, anxiety, and stress compared to non-volunteers. The fact that helping one another can boost our mindset and health is truly fascinating to me and should make one even more motivated to take part in these activities. Volunteering is also an incredible way to develop essential life skills. When we serve others, we learn patience, kindness, and the importance of social connections. We also gain the practical skills from teamwork all the way to adaptability and problem solving. These experiences not only make us more capable individuals, but also open doors professionally. Many employers value the skills and dedication developed through volunteer work, and this can lead to career opportunities by building network and offering a valuable experience. Now, think about how you can bring your unique skills and interests to a volunteer role. Whether you're passionate about animals, environment, or helping people in need, there's always a place for everyone to make a difference. For me, I recall volunteering at the Devereux Care Center for Autism, where I took a day to plan and host an event for people with autism. On this day, it really had a long-lasting event on me, as it truly changed my way on how we look at the world and created a sense of connection and understanding. I also got to learn how to work with people with different challenges. Um, with these experiences, it really made a good impression and really helped me build skills that I could use in the long run. In conclusion, volunteering isn't just about giving time, it's about igniting change. Acts of service, no matter how small, hold the potential to ripple outwards and change lives, so let's not just leave this room inspired. Let's leave this room with a purpose, ready to make a real lasting impact on our society. Thank you.
Right, thank you. And that concludes our youth segment. We'd like to thank all the youth for participating in the whole in the public speaking. You guys did amazing. And now we'd like to move on to the adult section. For everyone who's not aware of the topic, it is artificial intelligence and future of work. And now things are going to get a little bit interesting. Let's start off with our first contestant, 8102. And your time starts now.
Wait, I'm not ready. Can you
Oh.
just make a time check and make sure that you can hear me okay?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Let me also start the timer here.
All right.
All right, good. Good morning, respected judges and fellow contestants. Artificial intelligence, once a realm of science fiction, is now reshaping industries and altering the very nature of work. Its impact on the future of workplace is both promising and concerning. Let us look at some of the pros and cons of AI, the impact on the current workforce, and what the future holds. Andrew Ng, the founder of Landing AI, said, AI is like electricity. It's everywhere. You cannot live without it, but be careful when you play with it, right? We see AI all around us in the Alexas that run our home to advanced industries, including medical technologies. Throughout human history, we humans were able to be the survivor race because we were able to learn, pattern detect, and share that knowledge, elevating the quality of life with each innovation. AI is just doing the same thing at a far superior scale and efficiency. So let's look at the benefits. AI significantly improves the efficiency at workplace by automating mundane tasks, thereby giving leverage to humans to do higher order thinking and strategy. 2, AI is able to significantly increase the pace of innovation and problem solving, thereby improving the productivity. 3, AI creates a ton of opportunities in the high-tech area where software engineers and computer programmers can find new work opportunities. All that is the good news. However, the big question and the elephant in the room is, what is AI going to do for my work? Is it going to replace my job, right? Guys, can you take a guess? How many jobs have been completely eliminated in the United States since 1950 because of all the innovation and automation that we have been doing? The answer is just one, the job of an elevator operator. That's it. While this may be comforting to some, in the case of AI, we have to be a bit more thoughtful because AI, even though it's automating mundane tasks today, has the ability to replace knowledge workers like legal, marketing, creative, etc. in the future. So to create an equitable society, it's extremely important that we have policies at the government level to ensure labor protection. We have to hold the leaders of these big tech companies accountable so that they put people first and make decisions thoughtfully. But what can you and I do as workers? Number 1, we have to learn, relearn, unlearn. If you cannot relearn, you're not going to survive. Number 2, there are so many new opportunities. You should lean in and be able to pivot to take a new job. Number 3, the most important one, you have to learn how to use AI better. There is a significant difference in productivity between someone who can use AI to do your job versus someone who cannot. So a person who is better at using AI could replace your job. So in conclusion, the future that is built in conjunction with AI is a very promising one and a challenging one. Let's lean in, embrace the opportunity, and build a world that is equitable with technology and human ingenuity that creates progress and prosperity for everyone. With that, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. And straight on time. Thank you. Moving on to the next contestant, 8103. And your time starts now.
Could you just give me a minute? Can you hear me all right?
Sure. Yep, we can.
Just checking, and I will start my timer here as well. Just 1 second. Don't mind.
No, it's fine.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, your time starts now.
Technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. These are the famous words of Nobel laureate Christian Lang, which was spoken a century ago, but it is still very relevant today. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, AI is no longer a distant dream. It is transforming industries, redefining daily life, and reshaping the nature of work. Artificial intelligence is nothing but a collection of technologies enabling machines to perform tasks that requires human intelligence. A recent study by World Economic Forum suggests that by the end of next year, 85 million jobs worldwide will be affected by AI. Meanwhile, McKinsey forecasts that by end of 2030, at least 15% of the entire workforce will be forced to change their career because of AI. And while tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, and other LLMs may seem revolutionary, they represent just the beginning. This is just like a kindergartner in terms of what AI can do in the future. When you combine AI, quantum computing, and robotics, it's going to be a game changer. It is fascinating how quickly these things are changing, and it's also the progress that it makes. And to make things worse, Sam Altman, and no speech on AI can be complete without referring Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. What he says is, if you thought you are safe because you are having a high-skilled, high-paying job, you are wrong. AI is going to come after you the first. It's the creative jobs, it's the high-paying, high-skilled, white-collar job that's going to be disrupted by AI. One proof? Surgeons in Nebraska earlier this year conduct a surgery in space by using a robotic surgery system, an achievement that scores what AI can do in the future. But before you get all hunky-dory and say that, or worried, saying that all the offices are going to be taken over by robots, think again. We are humans. And as a race, what changes us is our ability to adapt. Think about the moment when horse-drawn carriages were replaced by automobiles. We changed. So what do we have to do? We have to shift from our information is power to creativity from power. Rather than viewing AI as a job stealer, we must look at it as a collaborator, as a friend. AI helps us handle the mundane, repetitive task so that we can do more human tasks. In closing, AI is not a threat, it is a tool. In the next era of work, embrace it, learn to use it, because it is not AI that's going to replace you. It is someone who has learned how to use AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, 8104.
You want to do a quick time check?
Sure.
Right.
I mean, we have a timer.
I'm saying
If you want to set one, that's fine too.
check. Yeah, awesome. All right.
All right, and your time.
Fajrina, 1 second, sorry. I think I may have written my number wrong as 104. I think it's 103.
Yes, yours is 103. And you came on when I said 103.
Oh, yeah, but I think I put it there. So just.
No, that's fine. I have it as 103. So you're good.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
All right.
And 104, your time starts now.
So good morning, judges and esteemed audience. So what I'm going to do today is to talk about three things with respect to the future of Gen AI and the future of work, right? So I'll start with one, what I think is going to be the future. Number two, what I think is going to be my journey through Gen AI and learning about it and applying it at work, etc. And lastly, my message to you, the audience, as well as anybody who wants to understand how they would fit into their workplace going forward. So let me start with the first. And I feel like, the future of Gen AI is strong. It's going to have a huge impact in our lives, mainly due to three reasons. One, it's going to increase our productivity, it's going to increase our innovation, and it's going to increase efficiency at work. And I kind of created this acronym called PI. It's going to enlarge the pie for everyone at work, right? And I'll give you examples for why I think that's going to be the case. My journey with Gen AI started about, I would say about a year ago, when a colleague of mine wrote an email to the rest of the team and said, there's this thing called Gen AI, and it's really going to change the way we work because you can actually ask questions and it's going to respond quite like a human can. And that really, made me interested to want to go back and check it out. So I went and took me about a week to go and download, Gen AI was ChatGPT 3.5, which is a free version from OpenAI, and started using it to ask general questions about things about what I do. For example, in supply chain risk and resilience, what are some of the mitigation actions that you would maybe consider. And I was quite impressed initially by the way that it was able to give me a response, quite like a textbook canned response. And I was able to ask a little bit more questions, and you get more detail around each of those responses. And that interested me enough, but I wasn't that, I would say, converted at that point. About a month later, in a conversation with another colleague of mine who is a operations research PhD, he told me that he'd been able to solve some complex supply chain network optimization problems using ChatGPT, but this time the version 4.0, which is a paid version. So that got me really interested when I asked him to kind of show me what he'd done. And so he went through the whole process of how he'd started with a general question, gave a lot of inputs, and finally arrived at a pretty good answer, which he wasn't that satisfied with. And after a few iterations, it was able to solve a really complex problem for him. And that got me really thinking as to what am I doing to really kind of push the boundary of my knowledge in this space. And so, I did that. And my message then would be, we all have to kind of embrace things like ChatGPT. If you work in the space of finance, do a course in AI for finance. If you work in, let's say, marketing, do a course in AI for marketing. For me, I'm doing an AI in supply chain because none of us really want to be left behind, right? So reskill, reskill, reskill. That's my message to all of you. Thank you.
Padrina, you're on mute.
Thank you. Moving on to the next contestant, 8201, and your time starts now.
Just 1 second. S201, right? You can see the video, right?
8201?
Yeah. Just 1 second. Video. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can. And your time starts now.
Imagine a world where machines can understand, learn, and solve problems just like humans. A world where your doctor can treat a rare disease, your car drives itself, your home anticipates your needs, and your business operates at the speed of your thought. This is no longer fiction. This is the power of artificial intelligence, a new frontier of human innovation, a force that's already transforming every industry possible. Respected judges, fellow contestants, and all present here, a very warm good morning to one and all. It's a privilege to present before you about the most profound transformation of our time, artificial intelligence and future of work. In the span of just few decades, we have moved from rudimentary tools to sophisticated algorithms that can process vast amount of data, making predictions and even solving problems. In other words, automated systems are managing supply chains, virtual assistants are scheduling meetings, and machine learning algorithms are even predicting customer behavior. In fact, it is difficult to find an industry that isn't being touched by AI nowadays. Being a health professional, I can surely say that its contributions in the field of healthcare is immense, from diagnosis to treatment planning to even drug innovations. Yet, as we look at the future, we must also confront the challenges AI brings with it. For all potential, AI can displace the jobs, particularly those involved in the manual tasks like transportation, retail, and administrative sectors, where automation replaces human labor significantly. However, it all depends on us, how we overcome these challenges. And one of the best solutions to this is new skilling and upskilling. We need to develop new skills that are centered around creativity, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and technical literacy. While AI excels at tasks involving data processing and pattern recognition, it cannot replicate humans' ability to think innovatively and connect with others at an emotional level. Machines cannot replicate humans. Thus, I would like to conclude by saying that future of work is about not about humans versus machines. It is about how humans work along with machines together for a more inclusive and a productive world. And the best outcome is when future where AI complements human abilities and not compete with it. And we must continue to strive for excellence and creativity. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Moving on to the next contestant, AD202. And your time starts now.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Are you ready? Okay, and then your time starts now.
All right. Hello. We are at the precipice of the transformation of humanity. Artificial intelligence has always fascinated us through science fiction. Spielberg, empathetic AI from Android, AI from AI, or James Cameron's dangerous Skynet from the Terminator series. On November 30, 2022, ChatGPT went live, bringing science fiction to reality. Let's start with a story from Norse mythology. Odin was the chief god, and you know him from Marvel as the father of Thor and Loki. Mimir was the god of wisdom, poetry, and magic. Mimir had a well called Mimisbrunner, or the Well of Mimir. Whoever drank from it got the whole knowledge of mankind and the gods. Odin wanted to drink from it, but Mimir asked him for a sacrifice. Odin cut off one of his eyes and threw it in the well before he drank from it and gained what he sought for. There is a parallel here with AI. We can tap into its vast potential, but the cost is yet unknown. Elon Musk started off with a warning. He said, beware of AI. Net job losses. IMF says that 40% of all jobs will be affected. Let me give you a real-life example of how this will play out. Filmmaker Tyler Perry has a huge film studio. He decided to invest $800 million on that studio. But out comes Sora, a text-to-video engine. Not just graphic designers, but even actors were affected by it. But the cooks, carpenters, lighting crews, laborers, transportation crews, the whole ecosystem was affected by this one decision. So there is reason to fear AI, definitely. But there are gains too. The World Economic Forum says 97 million of new jobs coming due to AI. And we need to reskill and get people back into the workforce. Let's give another example of how this will play out. Weaponization. You know about deepfakes and how it divides the society, especially in an election year. The industry around this is going to bloom, just like the antivirus industry bloomed around the PC industry, right? There's going to be tools to develop to identify these deepfakes. And there are many other things happening in parallel. Let's look at how we would reskill. Jobs that are being transformed include automation of routine tasks, administrative work, data entry and processing, basic customer service. Jobs that are being enhanced include healthcare and diagnostics, software development, product design. So just to conclude, let's look at the impact of AI. The impact is complex and multifaceted. As the Borg from Star Trek says, resistance is futile. AI definitely has great potential. Though we need to be careful, we should not fear technology. Instead, we need to embrace it, understand it, adapt to it so that we can install guardrails and against misuse and leverage it to further the progress of life, dignity, and security of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, AD203.
കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റുണ്ടോ?
Yeah, കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റും. Okay, and your time starts now.
നമസ്കാരം. മനുഷ്യനെ പോലെ ചിന്തിക്കാനും പ്രവർത്തിക്കാനും യന്ത്രങ്ങൾക്ക് കഴിയുമോ? ടെർമിനേറ്റർ, മാട്രിക്സ്, ആൻഡ്രോയിഡ് കുഞ്ഞപ്പൻ, എന്തിരൻ എന്നീ മൂവികൾ നമുക്ക് മുന്നിൽ ഇതിന്റെ സാധ്യതകൾ തുറന്നു തന്നതാണ്. കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ കോഡുകളും AI മെഷീനും ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നൂതന സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യകളെ ലോകത്തിന് പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുകയാണ് ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് അഥവാ നിർമ്മിത ബുദ്ധി. ഇത് കൂടുതൽ കാര്യക്ഷമമായി കാര്യങ്ങളെ ചെയ്യാനും സമയം ലാഭിക്കാനും ആവർത്തന വിരസത ഒഴിവാക്കാനും മനുഷ്യ സമൂഹത്തെ സഹായിക്കുന്നു. ഇനിയുള്ള കാലത്ത് ചെറിയ മീനുകൾ വലിയ മീനുകളെ ഭക്ഷിക്കുകയല്ല, മറിച്ച് വേഗത കുറഞ്ഞ മീനുകളെ വേഗത കൂടിയ മീനുകൾ ഭക്ഷിക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നത് വേൾഡ് എക്കണോമിക് ഫോറത്തിൽ ക്ലോസ് ഷ്വാബ് അതിന്റെ ചെയർമാൻ പ്രസ്താവിക്കുകയുണ്ടായി. ഗോൾഡ് സാക്സ് മാൻഡേ റിപ്പോർട്ടിൽ 2022 പറയുകയുണ്ടായി, 2050 ആവുമ്പോഴേക്കും 300 ദശലക്ഷം തൊഴിലുകളാണ് ഈ ഭൂമിയിൽ നിന്നും നഷ്ടപ്പെടാൻ പോകുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ പുതിയ പല മേഖലയിലെയും ജോലികൾ ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഇതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. അതിനായി നമ്മൾ മാറ്റങ്ങളോട് പൊരുത്തപ്പെടുകയാണ് വേണ്ടത്. മാറ്റങ്ങളോട് ചെറുത്തു നിന്ന് തോൽപ്പിക്കാതെ മാറ്റങ്ങളെ ഒഴുക്കിനനുസരിച്ച് നീന്തി സ്വായത്തമാക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കണം. വിപ്ലവകരമായ സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യയാണ് AI അത് സമൂഹത്തിൽ ഉടനീളം സൃഷ്ടിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. നമ്മളെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി നമ്മളുടെ ഭാഷയിൽ നമ്മളോട് സംവദിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു നമ്മളിൽ ഒരാൾ തന്നെയാണ് അതെന്ന്. എന്നാൽ മനുഷ്യന്റെ ബുദ്ധിയെയും സർഗാത്മകതയുടെയും കടക്കൽ കത്തിവെക്കുന്ന നിലയിലേക്കാണ് അപകടകരമായ ഒരു ലെവലിലേക്ക് AI മനുഷ്യനെ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത്. വ്യാവസായിക വിപ്ലവത്തിന്റെ ഓരോ ഘട്ടത്തിലും കാര്യക്ഷമമായി ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളും കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്ത് മനുഷ്യന്റെ അധ്വാന ഭാരം ലഘൂകരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. എന്നാൽ ഇപ്പോൾ മനുഷ്യന്റെ ബുദ്ധിപരമായ നീക്കങ്ങളിലേക്കാണ് AI-യുടെ കടന്നുകയറ്റം. വാറൻ ബഫറ്റ് ഒരു അറ്റോമിക് ബോംബായാണ് AI-യെ ചിത്രീകരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ടെസ്ല സ്ഥാപകനായ ഇലോൺ മസ്ക് ഒരു ആണവായുധമായിട്ടാണ് AI-യെ ചിത്രീകരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ ഇവയ്ക്കൊക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ വളരെയധികം സ്വാധീനം ചെലുത്താൻ കഴിയും. ഭയപ്പെടാതെ ജീവിക്കൂ. നമ്മൾ എന്തിനേയും ആർജവത്തോടെ നല്ല ധൈര്യത്തോടെ ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാൻ കഴിവുള്ള ജനങ്ങളാണ്. AI-യെ നമ്മുടെ അടിമയാക്കാതെ നമ്മൾ അതിനുവേണ്ടി സ്വായത്തമാക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ കഴിവുകളും അവനവൻ ഉതകുന്ന രീതിയിൽ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് മനുഷ്യരാശിക്ക് വേണ്ടി പോരാടണം എന്ന് അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really interesting. And going to the next contestant, AD204.
Yep. Can you hear me?
And your time starts now.
Hi, esteemed judges. I'm here to talk about AI and its effect on future. So before I actually begin, I'd like to ask you to think about a day when you need to have a long commute or like you're having a long drive, but you'd rather prefer a buddy do it for you. Or, make it even more simpler. How would you like to have a 4-day week instead of a 5-day working week? Well, now moving on a bit more further, what if you think that, there could be a world where you would not have to do much, where everything else happens based on what you think you want to do. So now, let me take you one step backwards, right? We are talking about AI. What is AI? It might sound surprising to you, but AI has been around since like 1950s. But you might think, why, right? It's been almost like 50 years and nobody has actually talked more about AI in the past 5 years than in the past 50 years. Well, there are multiple reasons to it. For example, one of the first primary reason would be data consumption. It's easier to actually process data now rather than it was like 20 years ago. Second would be the processing power. The computers which we have now processes data at a much higher rate than what you would see like 5 years ago. And the third thing is evolution of AI algorithms, which actually they are the heart of the AI, which gives it the thinking power that has evolved at a very rapid pace over the past, I would say, 3 to 4 years. All this actually combines into something what you call as like, a super environment for AI to flourish. Now, you might ask, what is in it for me, right? Nielsen, which is a leading provider, like, it does surveys, it recently found out that chat agents, like agents who are like customer support agents who actually use AI, they can resolve 13% more queries from the customer when you compare to somebody who does not use AI. Moving on a bit more step further, what if like, there are computer programmers, and what it found was like there are programmers who actually use AI, they end up efficiency of 100% more, like 126% when you compare to somebody who does not use AI. So my dear friends, it's actually true. AI is actually going to be a big impact on all around us. It's just a matter for us to actually think and how you think AI would actually be beneficial or would it actually be hurting us. Thinking forward, like, as you as a consumer, how does it affect you, right? Does it actually help you or would it actually harm you, right? So what I can say is like let's say you have a job which is actually pretty much based on role-based or which is repeatable or which is predictable. It's pretty evident that AI is gonna come and wipe those out. But does that mean all doom and gloom? No, it does not. Every beginning of a revolution is actually characterized by such naysayers who would say that, technology is eating our lives or eating the jobs. Remember what happened during the Industrial Revolution, or remember during IT boom, right? There was a huge talk that it would lead to millions of job losses and all that. But 20 years ago, if somebody told you that right now, or say 20 years in the future, 80% of your jobs would actually rely on IT technology. Would that make sense? Yes, now it does. So to conclude my presentation, what I would like to say is something which Jack Ma had mentioned. Don't worry, humans are much smarter than machines because humans have a heart while a machine has chips only. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. And moving on to next contestant 8205. And your time starts now.
It's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones with the most response to change. This quote, often attributed to Charles Darwin, perfectly captures our current crossroads with artificial intelligence. We confront AI's impact with the question, will it benefit workers or harm them? I believe that AI can bring enormous benefits to workers, provided we navigate this transformation responsibly. Judges and dear friends, let's start with the facts. According to the World Economic Forum, AI could displace 85 million jobs by 2025. That's a significant number, and it could create a wave of disruption. On the other hand, AI is projected to create 97 million new jobs, especially in emerging fields like AI ethics, robotics, and data science. These jobs weren't even a part of our vocabulary 20 years ago, showing how technology drives evolution in the workforce. In some cases, we're already seeing AI create better conditions for workers. For example, in the healthcare sector, streamlining administrative tasks allows doctors and nurses to spend more time on patient care. In manufacturing, AI-powered robots handle dangerous tasks that were otherwise done by humans, making the workplace safer for people. While AI will undeniably reshape employment as we know it, it's not closing doors, but opening entirely new ones, signaling that our approach to education and training must evolve alongside it. But beyond numbers lies a fundamental question about the nature of work itself. Work is more than a paycheck. It provides purpose, identity, and personal growth. The potential of AI lies not in merely replacing human labors, but in allowing people to shift from repetitive tasks to roles that leverage creativity, empathy, and critical thinking, which are uniquely human qualities. Where teachers use AI to automate grading, and where we can enable them to concentrate on mentorship and engagement with students, and even artists, architects, and writers can use AI to enhance their creative process, focusing more on ideas and vision and less on technical tasks. If AI is implemented thoughtfully, I think it can help us focus on what makes us human, fostering a more meaningful work experience. At the same time, an important thing to consider with AI is the ethical side of it. One of the most critical concerns is that the risk of bias in AI systems. AI learns from data that we feed it, and if our data is flawed or unrepresentative, the AI could make biased decisions. Now, we talk about work, but we forget that the most important area of work, or one of the most important areas, is actually hiring or getting the workers. And studies have shown that some AI systems used in hiring can unintentionally favor certain groups over others and influence the recruitment process to lending decisions. Without a commitment to ethical standards and without government intervention, AI could end up reinforcing existing inequalities rather than alleviating them. Therefore, developing unbiased AI that serves everyone fairly is essential to training people to work beside it. To ensure AI truly benefits workers, we must invest in reskilling programs. It's important to adapt to the change in the industry. As in the early 1990s and 2000s when the dot-com bubble happened, we have to develop processes that favor the workers. And we have to create fair, forward-thinking policies that ensure ethical standards in AI design and deployment. Countries like Singapore are already leading the way, implementing government-funded retraining programs to prepare their workforce. Companies are also starting to recognize the the responsibility with AI giants, investing in ethical AI research to prevent misuse. If we commit to these steps, AI will empower workers, not only replace them. In responding thoughtfully to this change, we can ensure that AI supports a future where all people have a place, a purpose, and a pathway forward. Thank you.
Fajra, you're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, AD206. Your time starts now.
Sorry, can you give me 1 second? Let me just put my timer.
Sure.
Ready?
Yep. And your time starts now.
Okay. Namaskaram. Good morning. My name is Harry, and I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence and how it relates to our work. So I know you can't answer my question, but internally raise your hand if you've watched any of these movies, Android Kunyappan, Endiran, and Ravan. These movies are scary, not because of how they're going to take our jobs, but because of their lack of emotion. These robots work on logic and mathematical reason as opposed to their heart. But that's not where my fear comes in. My fear comes in when I join this Zoom and I look at the bottom, and as it updated, it adds AI capabilities. My fear comes in when I scroll on TikTok and a Tamil grandma comes up and she's talking to AI in Tamil about how to make idlis. My fear comes in the unknown. My fear comes in when Tesla is releasing robots next year that can navigate like humans, that can take in data at real time and process it like humans, and communicate with AI voice that sounds so human. But if you had to ask me how I feel about AI and the workforce, I would say it's a positive force. It creates jobs. Obviously, there's data science to ethics. However, not all of us want to be data science, and I'm not a huge fan of ethics. However, while others have mentioned the importance of reskilling and staying updated on the new softwares and capabilities, I more agree with what Aparna mentioned earlier about how all of this innovation occurred, and yet the only job that was taken away was an elevator lift attendant. But let's take a step back from that. Think about it logically. You own a company and you have AI working for you, and you're increasing your productivity exponentially. What are you going to do first? Fire someone, or are you going to hire more? Are you going to keep maximizing your profit, increasing production, increasing productivity? However, also similar to what Aparna said about governmental control and regulation, not all of us can take a role in that. What can you do? Well, obviously, we can reskill, but you can also focus on using AI to automate your tasks at your job. But it's important to also think about the data that you are giving it and be cautious and mindful every time you use it. I'm going to end on a quote from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. AI is not going to take your job. The person who uses AI is going to take your job. Live in that fear, but enjoy the freedom that comes with this new technology. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, AD300. Are you ready? AD300?
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Ready, Anu?
Yeah, Radiana.
Okay, perfect. Your time starts now.
Good morning to everybody. നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ വിഷയം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസും അതിൻ്റെ ഫ്യൂച്ചറിനെ പറ്റിയുള്ളതാണ്. അതായത് കൃത്രിമ ബുദ്ധിയും അതിൻ്റെ ഫ്യൂച്ചറായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഉപയോഗങ്ങളെ പറ്റിയും അതിൻ്റെ ദോഷവശങ്ങളെ പറ്റിയൊക്കെയാണ് നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. ഏതൊരു നൂതന വിദ്യ വരുമ്പോഴും അതിന് രണ്ട് വശങ്ങളുണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അതിൽ ഇന്നത്തെ പരിസ്ഥിതിയിൽ നമ്മുടെ ലേബർ ഓറിയന്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വർക്കുകളെല്ലാം ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇൻ്റലിജൻസ് ഒരുപാട് അഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. എന്നാൽ നമ്മുടെ സോഫിസ്റ്റിക്കേറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ഫീൽഡ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ IT ഫീൽഡിൽ അതിന് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസുകൾ വളരെ ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്യും. അതിനൊരു ഉദാഹരണം, നമ്മളൊരു ഗാർമെന്റ് ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ നിന്ന് പോയാൽ ഒരു 500 പേര് അവിടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് വന്ന് റോബോട്ട്സ് ആയിട്ട് അത് മാറിക്കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ വർക്ക് ഫോഴ്സ് അതിന്റെ 10-1 മാറും. അതുപോലെ മറ്റേ ഏത് ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ പോയാലും ഇതേ രീതിയിലായിരിക്കും അഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് കൊണ്ട് റോബോട്ട്സിനെ കൊണ്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യിക്കുന്ന ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ഫീൽഡ്സുകളുണ്ട്. നമുക്കറിയാം, ഇപ്പൊ കേരളത്തിൽ തന്നെ പാലക്കാട് ഒരു ടണൽ വർക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് അതിലെ ഏകദേശം 10-200 വർക്കേഴ്സ് 10-28 ദിവസം അതിൽ അകപ്പെട്ടു പോയി. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള പ്രദേശങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള വർക്കുകളിലൊക്കെ റോബോട്ട്സിന് സഹായം വളരെ പ്രയോജനപ്പെടുകയും ചെയ്യും. കൂടാതെ ഫ്യൂച്ചറിലേക്ക് ഇപ്പം നമ്മള് സ്പേസിലൊക്കെ വില്യംസണിലൊക്കെ വിട്ടിട്ട് ഇന്ന് വളരെ പരിഭ്രാന്തരായിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് വളരെയധികം ഉപയോഗപ്പെടും. ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ നടത്തുന്ന ഈ മീറ്റിങ്ങില് നമ്മൾ ആലോചിക്കുക, ഓരോരുത്തരും ഓരോ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചുള്ള റോബോട്ട്സ് ആണ് ഇതിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ആൻസേഴ്സ് എല്ലാം ഒന്നേ ആയിരിക്കുള്ളൂ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എല്ലാവരും ഒരുപോലെ ആയിരിക്കും സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ്സിന് നമുക്കത് വിവേകപരമായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ ബുദ്ധിപരമായിട്ട് പ്രത്യേക രീതിയിൽ അവതരിപ്പിക്കാനും മറ്റും കഴിയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസിന്റെ ഒരു വശത്തെ ഗുണവും മറ്റൊരു വശത്തുള്ള ദോഷവും നമുക്കതിൽ നിന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ കഴിയും. പക്ഷേ ഇൻ ഫ്യൂച്ചറിലേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ പുതിയ സ്കിൽ കൂടുതൽ പഠിക്കേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം ഓൾ വേൾഡിൽ നോക്കിയാൽ ജനസംഖ്യകൾ കുറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ്, എക്സെപ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ 1-2 രാജ്യങ്ങൾ ഒഴിച്ചാൽ. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും ഇന്നത്തെ രീതിയിൽ ഈ ഏജ് പ്രായമായ ആൾക്കാർ കൂടുകയും മിഡിൽ ഏജ് കുറയുന്ന ഒരു കാലഘട്ടമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് റോബോട്ട്സിന്റെ ആവശ്യകത വളരെ കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പക്ഷേ അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ നമ്മൾ എല്ലാവരും ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് പുതിയ ലേറ്റസ്റ്റ് ടെക്നോളജി അഡോപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാനും അത് ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിക്കണം എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഒന്നുകൊണ്ടും നമ്മൾക്ക് വിഷമിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. ഫ്യൂച്ചറിലേക്ക് ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് വരും. പക്ഷേ ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇന്റലിജൻസ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഫീൽഡിലായിരിക്കും. അതിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ കോപ്പപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഓരോ ആൾക്കാരും അതിലേക്ക് മാറി ചിന്തിക്കുകയും പ്രവർത്തിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യണം. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you. Moving on to next contestant, AD 301. Are you ready?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
And we can hear you too.
Okay.
And we're ready whenever you are. Are you ready? Okay, your time starts now.
Okay. ഈ സുപ്രഭാത വേളയിൽ എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. ഇതിനു മുമ്പ് സംസാരിച്ച എല്ലാവരും പറയാത്ത ഒന്നും പുതിയതായി എനിക്ക് പറയാൻ കഴിയുമോ എന്ന് ഞാനിപ്പോൾ ആശങ്കിക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷേ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്ത് നിന്ന് പറയുകയാണ്. ഒരു ഉദാഹരണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ AI ഉപയോഗിച്ച് തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിൽ മാനുഷിക മൂല്യങ്ങൾ ഇല്ലാതാവുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ മുന്നിലിരിക്കുന്ന ചോദ്യമാണ്, നമ്മുടെ വർക്ക് ഫോഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് ജോബ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ ഏത് തരം ജോലികളാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളെ എടുത്തു കളയാതെ AI നമ്മളെ മാറ്റിക്കളയാതിരിക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുക. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഉദാഹരണമാണ് ഒരു കണ്ടസ്റ്റന്റിനെ ഒരു കാൻഡിഡേറ്റിനെ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ജോലി AIക്ക് വിട്ടുകൊടുത്തു. അത് നോക്കുന്ന ഡേറ്റ അതെല്ലാം അതിൻ്റെ ഹിസ്റ്റോറിക്കൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡേറ്റയാണ്. അതിൽ എപ്പോഴും ആണുങ്ങളാണ് ആ ജോലി അതിനു മുമ്പ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഏത് തീരുമാനം എടുത്താലും ആണുങ്ങളെ മാത്രമാണ് ഈ AI ആൽഗോരിതം സെലക്ട് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് പെണ്ണുങ്ങൾക്ക് അവിടെ സ്ഥാനമില്ലാതായി. അതായത് ബയസ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസ്ക്രിമിനേഷൻ ഇതിനെ ഒഴിവാക്കി തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കാൻ AIക്ക് സാധ്യമല്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് അങ്ങനെയുള്ള തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുള്ള ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ എപ്പോഴും മനുഷ്യരുടെ ആവശ്യം ഉണ്ടാകും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആ ഫീൽഡുകൾ അപ്പോൾ ഏതൊക്കെ ജോലികളാണ് AI മാറ്റിക്കളയാൻ സാധിക്കാത്തത് എന്ന് ഞാൻ നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ നഴ്സ് പ്രാക്ടീഷണേഴ്സ്, മെന്റൽ ഹെൽത്ത് പ്രാക്ടീഷണേഴ്സ്, ഒരു മനുഷ്യനോട് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ആശ്വാസം നൽകുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ആ മെന്റൽ പ്രാക്ടീഷണറിന്റെ ജോലി. ആ ജോലി ഒരിക്കലും AIക്ക് അതുപോലെ നിർവഹിക്കാനാവില്ല. ഇതാണ് ഒരു കാര്യം ഞാൻ പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്. AI നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ മറ്റെല്ലാ രീതികളിലും വന്ന് കടന്നിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ AIനെ നമുക്ക് ഫൈറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഇരിക്കാൻ പറ്റുകയില്ല. നമ്മൾ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് മനസ്സിലാക്കി AIനെ മെച്ചപ്പെടുത്താൻ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ജോലികൾ, അങ്ങനത്തെ ഡേറ്റ അനാലിസിസ് മുതലായ ഫീൽഡുകളിൽ നമ്മൾ പോകേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു. നമ്മൾ മാറണം. എന്നും എല്ലാവരും ഇതുവരെ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ കാലം മാറുന്നത് കൂടി നമ്മൾ മാറണം. അതുപോലെ ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റി ഒരിക്കലും നമുക്ക് റീപ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് AIക്ക് പറ്റത്തില്ല. സോ ഒരു കോറിയോഗ്രാഫറിന്റെ ജോലി അത് മനുഷ്യന് മാത്രമേ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റൂ. അങ്ങനെ ക്രിയാത്മകമായ നമ്മുടെ കഴിവുകളെ പുറത്തോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ആ തൊഴിൽ മേഖലകൾക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും നഷ്ടം സംഭവിക്കില്ല. പുതിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കാൻ മുന്നോട്ട് തയ്യാറായിരിക്കുക. AIനെ എംബ്രേസ് ചെയ്ത് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാൻ തന്നെ തയ്യാറായിരിക്കുക. കാരണം പിന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്ന ഒരു ജീവിതം ഇനി നമുക്കില്ല. ഇത്രയും പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഇത് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുന്നു.
Thank you, Sujata. And that concludes our adult, just give me a second. That concludes our adult public speaking. Very interesting. Thank you, everyone. But, and we're moving on to the next segment, which is our young explorers. And things are supposed to get cute right now. The topic is talk about a day in your life. നിങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിതത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും സന്തോഷകരമായ ദിവസം. And let's start off with ES100. Are you here? ES100. Yes. Are you ready? You're all set? Okay, perfect. And your time starts now, sweetie.
Who here has ever taken a super long road trip? Well, let me tell you about the most amazing road trip my family and I took all the way from Baltimore to Florida. Imagine riding in a big van with family and friends, driving to new places and ending up in a place with Mickey Mouse, beautiful beaches, and exciting rides. Early in the morning, we all loaded up into this giant van. There were snacks, music, and blankets everywhere. I had my family and friends around, and the whole van was buzzing with excitement. On the way, we passed by new towns, big forests, and even saw some wild animals by the road. We took turns picking songs, played games, sharing lots of excitement. The best part was feeling like the adventure was just beginning within each mile. After driving all day, we finally reached Florida. But that was just the beginning, because the next day we were headed to Disney World. Disney World was like stepping into a dream. There were characters walking around, huge rides, and even a castle right in the middle. We went on as many rides as we could. And my favorite one was Space Mountain. It felt like flying through space. After all the excitement, we spent a day at Clearwater Beach. We made sandcastles, splashed in the waves, and even found some pretty seashells to take home. We stayed at this awesome Airbnb with a pool. Every morning, we'd wake up and jump right into the pool, splashing and racing each other. In the evenings, we'd all hang out by the poolside, share stories, and just relax after the day's adventures. Being together in one big house was a lot of fun. One of the best parts of the trip was trying go-karting for the first time. I was a little nervous at first, but once I got in the driver's seat, I felt like a real racer. This trip was full of laughter, new experiences, and time spent with the people I care about most. From Disney rides to beach sunsets to go-karting, every day was unforgettable. Looking back, I feel so lucky to have shared these moments with family and friends. This road trip will always be one of the happiest memories of my life.
Thank you. You make me want to go to Florida now. Okay, now moving on to our next contestant, ES101. Are you ready? You all set?
Can you hear me?
I can. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
And your time starts now.
Life is a precious gift. Life gives us smiles, tears, and memories. Good morning, judges, parents, and my dear friends. Today, I'm here to speak about the topic Best Day of My Life. Life is full of various events, moments, and memories. Some memories are good, and some memories are bad. Everyone has a special memory that they will never forget. That is why I can still remember that day being the most important and memorable day of my life. When someone new came to my house, and that was my little brother. I clearly remember the day when he came home from the hospital, and I was so happy to see him. I saw he was small and cute, his eyes were big, and his cheeks were red. When I held him in my hands for the first time, my heart was jumping with joy. I was so happy that I have a brother with whom I could play soccer, football, and cricket, and whatnot. I always wanted to be with him and watched him all the time. I was so happy that I decided to call him Beba. I remember him smiling when I called him Beba and looked so handsome and innocent. I remember that teachers and my friends congratulate me when I talk about my brother. My grandparents, uncles, and aunts were so happy and congratulate me as I became a big brother. I felt so happy and responsible at the same time. I looked at my brother and promised to take care of him all the time. And that was my most beautiful and best day of my life, which I'll never forget. Thank you for letting me share my story. I hope you have a best day.
Thank you. That's really nice. Moving on to our next contestant, S102.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay.
And your time starts now.
Good morning, honorable judges, my friends, and parents. Today, I am asked to talk about the best day of my life. To be honest, I have many days that I consider the best, but I would like to pick one from the recent times, which I think was the best day of my life. Out of many interests I have, I am very much passionate about two things lately. One is learning and playing chess, and the other is playing soccer. This fall, I had in the weekend, I had two tournaments on the same day. A chess tournament in the morning and a soccer tournament in the afternoon. This is very challenging for me to reach both. I thought I couldn't make it, but my parents helped me plan the day, and I could attend both. I was so happy. So the morning came and I attended the chess tournament where I played multiple games and ended up being second in my category. Then I had to rush to my soccer tournament and I was just in time for the first game. I had a very good first game and we won. We won 4 games and lost 0. We reached the semifinals and then we won. The finals was in overtime, and I thought we were gonna lose, but we somehow won. I celebrated the win with all my family and friends. I was so proud of myself for winning 2 tournaments in one day. Post the win, my whole family went out for dinner together, and we enjoyed a delicious meal. I had a very good day where I could spend time with my friends and family. I could say this is one of my best days of my life. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Now moving on to the next contestant, ES103.
That's not me. 104.
Are you good? Are you ready to go? 103. I don't see 103. Sandeep 103 കാണുന്നില്ലല്ലോ.
Yeah, maybe go with 104 then. Let's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
maybe you can check with the captain.
We don't have 103, so
103 is not
go
there.
ahead
Okay.
with 104, yes.
All right. So 104 then. Are you ready? All set?
Can I set a timer? Just
Sure. Let me know when you're ready.
um. 1 second.
You got it.
Okay.
You good now?
Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about the best day of my life. I remember the excitement in the air and how everyone around me was so happy. My parents were talking a lot about the baby. They kept telling me that soon I would have someone to play with, someone to laugh with, someone to care for. I really didn't understand what it meant, but I knew two things. It was going to be special, and I wasn't getting as much attention as I used to. Our room was painted blue. New furniture and toys were purchased, but they weren't for me. I was so jealous and confused. I had so many questions. Where do babies come from? What do babies eat? Will he like my favorite song? Will he like me? Finally, the big day was here. I rushed to the hospital, bring a few toys, and so ready to meet my new best friend. When I saw him, I was amazed. All my fears were gone. I felt like I knew him for ages. At that moment, I felt like I had a new best friend. He was too little to play, but I still loved him. I waved and whispered, "Hi, little brother," but he just sneezed and kept sleeping. He was so tiny and so cute. I had never seen anything like him before. He had little hands, little tiny feet, and he made this funny noise when he cried. I suddenly felt a change in me. I was jealous no more. I felt the sense of responsibility and pride. I didn't mind sharing my toys and attention with him anymore. I couldn't wait to go to school and tell all my teachers and friends about my new baby brother and how tiny and cute he was. I was so proud. I know that I'm lucky to have him. He's not just my brother. He's my teammate and my best friend. But you know what? He's luckier to have a sister like me. So that's the best day of my life. The day I met my little brother. The day Tom found his Jerry. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. That was cute. So moving on to the next contestant, ES201. Are you ready?
Yes.
You are? Okay, you're all good to go. Your time starts now.
Today I'm going to be talking about my best day of my life, and I have many of them. So I optioned to choose one of them, and I chose when I went to New York City. And when I went there, as soon as I got there, I rushed in the hotel, and then I'm like, I told my dad, "Why is it so big? Why is it so fancy?" And he said, "It's a hotel. That's what it does." So then once we got in a room,
We looked out the window.
we looked out the window, and it was like so tall, and we could see Times Square from there. And then we went downstairs again to the hotel. and we went to Central Park, and it was a hot day there. We were just walking, and my mom was talking about the zoo. So then I saw a big giant rocks. So then I asked my dad if I could climb it, and then it was so fun. And then without me, they wouldn't have done this kids water park, and it was so fun. And once we were done with the kids water park, then we went to the zoos, but we had to go to the kids zoo first, and we saw lion eels. Yeah, lion eels, and we saw how they got fed at the zoo, and it was so fun. And then we went back and we watched a movie about the animals, and then we went to the parents' zoo and we got drinks. And then the second day we went to the
Rockefeller Building.
Rockefeller Building, and you are allowed to sit on something that goes up, and then it will turn you around. And it's like so scary, but then once there's a second more, it doesn't get scary because it's really short. So, but the building is like up in the air. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And then we went back to our building, and then there was free ice cream, and it was so yummy. So, and me and my brother got to choose which ice cream we wanted. And then the third day we woke up, my mom got really ready for her dance in like a big giant stage while we were just walking through the city. And then we watched a movie. And then we went to see my mom's dance, and then we came back to our hotel to get our luggages. Then we left. Thank you, judges, for having me be here for you.
Thank you. That was cute. Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, ES202.
Can you hear and see me?
Yes, we can.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm excited to share with you the story of the best day of my life. It was the day I went to Xcare, an amazing resort in Cancun, Mexico. This place is full of adventure, but nothing compared to what I experienced on the longest zip line in the world. When I first arrived at Xcare, I was filled with excitement. The sun was shining, and I could hear the laughter of all the people around me. But as I got closer to the zipline tower, something changed. My heart started racing, and I felt a wave of fear wash over me. I looked up at the tall tower and realized how high it was. I thought to myself, what if I fall? What if I can't do it? Before I knew it, tears started rolling down my cheeks as I climbed those stairs. But here's the thing. Fear is a normal part of trying something new. Everyone feels scared sometimes, even grown-ups. As I reached the top of that tower, I took a deep breath and remembered why I wanted to do this in the first place. This was my chance to conquer my fear and have an unforgettable experience. As Nelson Mandela once said, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. This quote inspired me as I climbed higher. I looked around and saw my friends cheering me on. They were excited for me. They made me think, if they believe in me, maybe I can believe in myself too. So I wiped my tears away and decided that I wouldn't let fear control me. Instead of running away from the zipline, I took a step forward. When it was finally my turn to jump off that tower, my heart was pounding like a drum. But as soon as I launched into the air, something incredible happened. The wind rushed past me, and for a moment, I felt like an eagle soaring through the skies. All my worries disappeared, and pure joy took over. It was the most exhilarating feeling ever. As I zipped through the trees and over the beautiful water below, I realized that overcoming my fear had opened up a whole new world for me. That day taught me an important lesson. Facing our fears can lead to amazing experiences. It's okay to be scared. What matters is how we respond to that fear. So remember, whether it's trying out for a team, speaking in front of class, or even going on a big adventure like a zip line, facing your fears can help you grow stronger and more confident. Every time we push through our fears, we become braver and more resilient. In conclusion, that day at Xterra wasn't just about riding the longest zip line. It was about learning that fear is something we can overcome. So next time you feel afraid, think about what you might be missing out on if you let that fear win. Embrace your fears, take that leap. You might just find it leads to the best day of your life. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm always going to remember that when I go ziplining.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thanks. Going forward to the next one, next contestant, ES203. Are you ready?
Can you?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you. You want to try talking, or you good? You good?
Is it audible?
Can you talk some?
Is it good?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you. Can start now.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about one of the best days in my life ever. Have you ever heard of the first national park in the world? Yes, it's Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park is very famous for its wildlife, ecosystems, hot springs, and geysers. I hope to take you on my wonderful journey. In the morning, after breakfast, we went to Grand Prismatic Springs. Grand Prismatic Springs is like a beautiful color palette. Like it has so many colorful rings like turquoise, blue, orange, yellow, and many more. The reason why it causes it to show up is because of the thermophile bacteria living inside it. Next on our checklist, we went to Old Faithful. Did you know it's the most predictable geyser in the world? It's actually supposed to erupt every 15 minutes, but turns out for me, I had to wait 2 hours for it to erupt. Seems like nature's playing some games on me. Then we went to Steamboat Geyser, the most tallest and unpredictable geyser. It shoots up to 300 feet of hot water. It felt like I was standing on a miracle. After a yummy lunch and delicious ice cream, I went to the famous Lamar Valley. While we were driving, we saw hundreds of bison in a field. We even saw some other animals like elk, mama bear, and 2 of its baby cubs. On a drive to Grand Teton, which is another national park famous for its snow-capped mountains. My most favorite part was going to Corbett's Cabins, also known as Waffles on Top of the World. Did you know it's actually a waffle shop on top of a snow-capped mountain? Can you believe it? I even loved their chocolate waffles. It was so sugary and delicious. Finally, we went to Elk Refuge. Elk Refuge is a home for elk to stay there in the winter. Did you know elk actually shed their antlers in the spring? I saw 4 of their arches made with antlers that they shedded, and there's actually 700 in each of them. Finally, we ended up the day with the most beautiful sunset ever in Grand Teton. It was the most magical experience ever. If you've not been to Yellowstone yet, it's time to go. It's time to plan and pack your bags for a wonderful adventure trip. Thank you.
Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, ES204.
Good morning. Yeah, okay. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm talking about my 11th birthday. I woke up that morning super excited to see all my friends. Our house was a jitter, all of us getting ready. It took forever for the clock to hit 2. I dragged my mom to the car and we took off to the place I was hosting to. an escape room. It wasn't out of town or out of state either. I wasn't going on a huge trip. It was just 10 minutes away from my house. But it still felt like it was one of the most important days of my life. I arrived and my friends were already waiting for me. They all wished me happy birthday and laughed about how I was late to my own birthday party. Once everyone arrived, we all went to the room. It was super duper pretty, and I was really excited, and I really did hope that we all escaped. The lady let us in, and then we started. There was a lot of screaming and shouting and cheers and everything that were making my friends and I ready to do this. Once we finished the first room, we entered the second room. We were all super proud, but we only had 5 minutes left on the clock. Then we all did it, and out of the energy of feeling that we were going to lose, we all finished out super excited and super nerve-wracked. Once we opened the door and left the escape room, it felt amazing. I was so proud of me and my friends. It felt impossible because we were all so energetic and totally all over the place. But we did it. Then we went to the room where all the cake was. We sat down, had lunch, and all my friends wished me happy birthday again. We started being really weird, just like my friends and I always were. And it never felt like we were going to fall apart, even in front of everyone who was watching us, like our family members. I felt a strong connection and never thought I would ever lose these friends. I know I won't, because they're always there for me, no matter what. After that, we all left. Even though my friends are gone, I felt super happy that it was my birthday. Even if everything was about to end, I was still super happy. Then I realized that I have one of the best friends ever. All of my friends took care of me, wanted me to be happy, and were there for me, no matter what. Even though this probably isn't going to be the best day of my life for the rest of my life, it doesn't matter because it's still going to be a really, really good memory. I'm only 11, so I'm probably not going to remember this, but it doesn't matter because I felt really happy on that one moment that I was there. That's it.
Thank you. And moving on to the next contestant, ES205.
Fajrina, I think ES205 is not yet here. Let me check.
Shall we move on to 300 and then come back?
Let me just get back.
Okay, so then we'll move on to the next contestant.
Thanks.
ES300. Are you ready? You can. Yeah, you're good, right?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, time starts now.
As a child, I would say I got excited about everything that was new to me. But the excitement of new things did not continue. I always prefer not waking up in the morning, but this particular day was different. Usually, on any other day, my mom does a series of pounding on my door and yelling my name. Sometimes that does not work, so she had to physically pull me out of my bed. On this fine day in May, I was the first one to be awake. It is my first time to be in a national chess tournament. I was super nervous that I had butterflies in my stomach. When I entered the convention room, I was super thrilled as well as nervous to see many people of all ages have come to attend the chess tournament. The room was huge, filled with players sitting at their assigned seat. I stayed with my friends and family in a hotel. I practiced chess with my friends. The tournament was 3 days long. It was every day we played about 3 or 2 games. Each game was a challenge. The opponent made me think hard. After every game, I use my score sheet to review all the wrong moves I have done so I can get better for the next game. I was super happy because I've won multiple matches and I was the 5th position among all children in my category. On the last day, I was called on stage and I received my medal. I was so happy, being one of my best days in my life. Thank you.
Thank you. That was interesting. And moving on to our next participant, it is ES301. Yeah, I see you here. Can you please turn your camera on? You ready?
Yeah.
And your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm excited to tell you about the best day of my life. This amazing day happened at a big event in New Jersey with 600 participants competing. I was both nervous and thrilled to be a part of something so big. I performed 3 songs, putting my heart into each one, and the audience's energy made me feel confident. Next, I gave all my dance routine, and it was my first time performing a dance in front of a big crowd. I was so nervous, and it was a tough competition, but I focused on enjoying the moment. After all the performances, we waited for the results, and my heart was racing. Hearing my name called for 3 first prizes in singing and a second prize for dancing felt incredible. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. When they announced that I had won the title award for my age category, I was over the moon. I felt proud to be recognized among 600 talented participants. This day was unforgettable because it proved that dedication and passion pay off. Competing against so many talented participants pushed me to do my best. I learned that believing in yourself and working hard can lead to amazing achievements. Thank you for listening to the story of the best day of my life. I hope it inspires you to always give your best and never stop believing in yourself.
Thank you. And that was really nice. And then the 205, Sandeep, there's one more participant.
Yeah.
Is that
എനിക്ക് കാണുന്നുണ്ട് പക്ഷേ I don't know what is happening.
Ramya, like, you can see yourself, is it?
No, ഇത് അനുപമയാണ്.
Okay.
Criminal. So 205
ഉണ്ടല്ലോ അവിടെ.
ഉണ്ട്, but എനിക്ക് വിളിച്ചിട്ട് കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. Let me ഇനി കഴിഞ്ഞോ?
നമുക്ക് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. ഇവിടുന്ന് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാലോ. Ask to unmute. Shall I do that?
Is it E3S2005?
Yeah.
ES, yes.
Ask to start the video.
Rajesh, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
അല്ല രാജേഷ് അല്ല, രാജേഷ്.
ഞാൻ asked to video start ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, but I don't.
ഞാൻ ഒന്നും കൂടെ ഒന്ന് വിളിച്ചു നോക്കട്ടെ. Give me a minute.
Okay. E3S.
This is 205, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the only contestant left.
I'm not reachable. അവര് ഞാൻ ട്രൈ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് പക്ഷെ റീച്ച് ആവണില്ല.
try the number.
One sec.
And asked to unmute also didn't work.
I tried asking to mute too. Didn't work.
Yeah. So they were not in the poetry, right? Anu?
രാജേഷ് ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്.
Okay.
I think അവർക്ക് പറ്റുന്നില്ലെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. So it's fine. They are dropping എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു.
ആണോ? Okay. So then I guess that concludes our public speaking. I'd like to quote our last contestant. Everybody's hard work really did pay off. We learned a lot. And the kids were really, really interesting. We learned about ziplining and a lot of other activities. The youth were also amazing. So I'd like to hand it off to Sandeep to take it over.
Thanks, Edwina. Thanks all the contestants for joining. So like to invite Saji for saying a few words.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Priya. On behalf of the Kadavu Executive Committee, I would like to thank you very much for joining us from Tampa, sunny Tampa, to judge our program today.
Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure and honor.
Yeah, we are very grateful that you made time to be here with us today. It means a lot to us.
Absolute pleasure.
And a big shout out to our incredible speakers as well. Our Young Explorer participants took us on a journey of the best day of their life. And our youth shared inspiring insights into the value of volunteering and community service. And most of us here in Kadavu are software engineers. So it is AI and the future of work is extremely fascinating to all of us. So the adults tackled that huge, fascinating topic. I felt that each speech was very unique and heartfelt. And again, Priya, once again, we are so thrilled that you are here to guide us today. And once again, thank you for helping us with the event.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah, hoping to see you again.
Thank you. I would love the opportunity to come back. I think you have some very, very talented people out there. If I'm not taking up too much of your time, I'd like to say this. A lot of times, when you go to community events, there's a lot of impetus given to performing arts like singing and dancing, things like public speaking, debates, and literary events like writing, poetry recitation, all take a back seat, I have felt personally. So, most of us know who the singers and dancers are in a community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very few know who are the good public speakers, who are the thinkers, the creative minds, So this kind of platform gives people like that an opportunity to showcase their talents and for the rest of the community to know that. And big props to Kadavu. I am mind blown by the talent within the community among all the categories that I judged. First of all, thank you for considering
That
me
means a
worthy.
lot to us. Yeah, and one thing which I wanted to point out is in Kadavu, we have a very active youth and young explorers group. One of the things that we do for the youth is we bring them together. We create a safe space for them to accomplish certain things, exactly what you said, right? Either whether it is public speaking or creating opportunities to mimic like a workforce. So this is a safe place for us where they take on tasks and activities and they also lead the activities. So we give opportunity for the kids, rotate that opportunities, and the kids they chart out the program and then execute it.
That's
And
fantastic.
then there is also a presentation at the end of the program, and we do that almost every month.
Right.
So
That's so cool.
we have, we take that, we kind of regard that as an important step in helping and, creating the future leaders.
Absolutely.
And thank you. Really appreciate you coming and making time on this splendid Saturday. If you're ever in Philadelphia area, please be in touch. We would like to meet you and be in.
I would love the same. Thank you again. And
Yeah.
like I said at the beginning of the whole public speaking competition, I am so technically challenged, you all. So I really hope I didn't make any like crazy mistakes out there, but I want to tell you each and every one of them is a winner. Every single participant for being there today, for putting their talent on display, for actually facing an audience.
Yes, yes.
Speaking, that takes so much grit and mettle, and I'm so proud of every single one.
Yes, totally agree with you. And exactly that is the intention of this program, giving them an opportunity to showcase, I would not call it the talent, right? Be able to come and face an audience and present is a challenging task, and they're facing the fears, taking that opportunity to develop themselves, right? So that's the first step, and it's a big first step. To be able to do that is, it's kudos to them.
Really.
So, yeah.
So please let every contestant know not to go by their numbers. They're all winners in my eyes, and I'm sure in front of the entire community. I feel very enlightened. I feel like I learned a lot being here today. So thank you so much, every single one.
Thank you, Priya. Once again, bye for now.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, Aji. Real special thanks to Fajrina for spending time to MC this event. It was very smooth transition across, right? Thank you, Fajrina, a lot.
And also the entire cultural committee for the hours and hours of hard work and coordination to make this happen. Thank you, Fajrina. Thank you, Sandeep. And thank you to everyone who had worked behind the scenes to make today a reality.
Yeah. And
thank
to
you.
all the captains as well. Thank you.
Yes, are the captains here. I can't really see who all are there. If you all can come on video, if possible, that would be great. And one more accomplishment, one more day of Kalolsavam, not completed fully, but almost nearing there.
Getting close.
So thank you, everyone, once again.
Right.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
സന്ദീപ് വിളിച്ചായിരുന്നോ?